struggling and we weren't there. So I think that the response in Orlando is a lot of people are setting aside even their differences, even if they agree. They're seeing the bigger picture. They're unifying. They're promoting love, and that's a good thing. I think that's the one thing that these people who go out and commit these atrocities don't understand is they're not doing anything for their cause, and they're not hurting the cause of the people they're attacking. They're only strengthening it. So it's an unfortunate thing that it happened. Absolutely, it's like I said, it's a complete tragedy. But the LGBT community is going to take it, and they're going to process it, and they're going to use it as an example in the future of why it is that we need to destigmatize anything other than straight, heterosexual people in this country. Why everybody should embrace love, and whether that's between two men and two women or a man and a woman, and just live and let live. Because when you promote hate and you promote intolerance, then the people that are crazy or people that are filled with hate, people that have no mechanism of true self-control or rational thinking, go out and actually do these things. So, it's unfortunate, but I definitely do believe that positives will come from it.
Definitely, and we're in Pride Month. We're just, as I mentioned, days away from the Supreme Court's historic one-year anniversary. The law has stand. There's been no challenges, so same-sex marriage is still the law of the land. Kind of like the gun debate in this country, though, we haven't really gotten the type of momentum we need with, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act or more hate crime laws as regards to, the LGBT or transgender. But we're clearly, have made a momentous step forward with the Supreme Court. I just want to give you the final mic here at the end. Using your experience, from that year that you sort of lived as an out gay man and how much you learned about the community, what advice would you give to the community going forward from here, using intentional empathy? What would you like to see happen as we go forward?
I think I would love to see the people that are LGBT that are, I hate to say strong enough to do it. I'll explain myself, but strong enough to go back and insert themselves into the tension. What I mean by that is, obviously there are people who have been really run down, bullied, hated for their orientation, and it's probably not the safest idea for them to go back and be around those same people or people that represent the same ideas that have hurt them. But for those who haven't experienced that, who do have the ability to go back into those conservative communities and just live love, I think that's the most important thing. My experiences, my journey, my mind wasn't changed because somebody showed me the right theological argument to dismantle the way I had been taught. The thing that changed my mind were people, there were stories. Is being in community with these people that I had always been taught were X, Y, or Z. And I think we also have a tendency to sometimes run so far in the opposite direction that we become guilty of the same thing. And I would like to see just a big effort from both communities to just come together and have conversations. I think there are a lot of people out there doing that. Brandon Wallace, a friend of mine who wrote Straight Face, he's doing some incredible things. Brandon Robertson, let me think, what's the guy's name? Guy who wrote God and the Gay Christian, Matthew Vines, God and the Gay Christian. I think there's some people who are doing a lot of good work, a lot of younger people who are doing a lot of good work. But I think, at certain times we're preaching to the choir. You read an article that's anti-Trump on Huffington Post, it's just preaching to the choir. I think what we need to do is get into those circles and those conversations with people who are voting for Trump, who are voting against trans people. And we need to just show them that there's nothing to be afraid of. And the whole reason they're freaking out is because they're afraid, because they're buying into this fear mentality that is being used against them to raise money for their political candidates, for their organizations, for their churches. And the best thing to alleviate that fear is to just be confronted with what you're afraid of, and to see that it's not scary. It's beautiful. And the LGBT community is beautiful, and if anybody's capable of changing the minds of people who are exactly like I was not too many years ago, it's the gay, bisexual, lesbian, transgender community. They're it's a beautiful community. So
definitely. Listeners, you've been listening to our interview with Timothy Kurek, the author of The Cross in the Closet, which, by the way, I'm looking right now, is available on Amazon, Kindle, or paperback. Timothy, are you available on social media? What other places on the lovely internet can our listeners find you?
Instagram, Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/Timothy Kurek, that's my author page. If you search Timothy Michael Kurek, that's my personal page. And if you add me, shoot me a message, let me know you're not a spam bot or something, because they're pretty bad on Facebook right now. But yeah, I would love to talk to anybody that listens to this and wants to have a conversation. So.
Okay, sir. Well, we appreciate your insights. Thank you again for coming on Gay News Radio, and have a good gay.
You've been listening to Gay News Radio on the GNR Radio Network. Download our mobile app for iPhone and Android today. And have a good gay.